All right, so today I'm here with Mr. Wale. Mr. Wale is a real estate developer based out of Port Harcourt in Nigeria, and he's the CEO of what's the company name again?
Jaylobes Properties and Homes. Jaylobes Properties and Homes. Yes.
Okay, I know I've already said you're a real estate developer. What are your core services?
Okay, thank you for the question. We sell land, we buy land, we sell houses, we build houses, we buy houses.
Okay. How long have you been in the business, sir?
It's over a decade. I think we are going to 15 years now.
Okay. I know I met you through your boss that you used to work with.
Of course.
With our mutual boss.
My good boss, yes.
Yes. So I know you are very, very experienced. I just asked you that to for those that don't know you, to be able to know how well grounded in the business or in the real estate area that you are. Now, the first question I have for you is, I'm basically going to be focusing on land here. What is the process of buying land in Nigeria? Let's assume now that I've never bought a land before. What are the processes for a newbie that wants to buy land in Nigeria?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kingsley, for the question. If you want to buy land, firstly, land purchase is about information. Okay. So you look for who has the information about the land that you want to buy. Yes, we are in Port Harcourt here in Nigeria. You want to buy land in Port Harcourt. You look out for a company like a Jaylobes Properties and Homes. Tell us what you want to, where you want the land to be in Port Harcourt. Which part of Port Harcourt do you have in mind? Then you tell us your budget, the number of plots, and the purpose for which you are buying the land. All this information will help us to help you.
Okay, what are some different purposes that people buy land for?
For residential purpose, okay. For commercial purpose. Residential, I mean for you want to buy land and build and live in the building. Is one of the reasons why people buy. Another reason is, okay, I'm a businessman, I have some money, I want to buy land to build for people. You know, of course, not everybody has the ability to to build his own house at a particular point in time in his or her life. Yeah. So you have to rent a house. So someone needs to build those houses for you to rent. So you build and they rent house. Or we can also talk about complexes, shopping mall, shops, where people trade, where people do their business. Okay. So that's some of the reasons why people buy.
What is the best time to buy land? Is it during the rainy season or during the dry season?
Oh, I love that question. Thank you for asking that question. Many people are very skeptical to go out during rainy season. I would say you can buy land during dry season, you can buy land during rainy season. But I want to say this categorically. One of the best times to buy land is during rainy season. You ask me why?
Why?
Rainy season, shows you all that you need to see about a particular land that you want to buy. Okay. Whether the place is waterlogged, right. Whether the road to the place is motorable. A place can be motorable during the dry season, but during rainy season, maybe the road retains water. You won't know, not until when it is rainy season. For example, we are in the month of June now, and it's rainy period. This is one of the best times to buy land. You can see the land in the worst case scenario, okay. And then it helps you to make an informed decision. Let me also add this: the fact that you are going on go to inspect a particular land, and the road is bad, so to say. What I mean by bad, maybe it has some potholes, doesn't make the land to absolutely bad, because during rainy season, development still go on. And the truck carry material to go to site, every duty truck. Yes. So they will have impact on the road, But there's a way you can check a land. We know that is our field, that okay, even this it appears as if there is water here on this road, not that the place is waterlogged.
Okay. So in other words, from your experience, the best time to buy land is during rainy season.
So that
you can see the properties in all its glory.
Whether exactly
in the worst situation. Or what's the worst that could happen? You will know when it's raining.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, I know when you want to buy land, there are different areas that people choose to buy. Sometimes people choose to buy in urban areas, like maybe inside the city, or they choose to buy in developing areas. So, what are the advantages of buying land in developing areas versus an already developed area?
Of course, it's money matter. The price of property in a developed area is usually expensive.
Yes.
And many people have been being discouraged because of the price of property. Not that they don't have certain amount of money to buy, but because of where they want to buy, the price is high. So I would advise, if you are starting new, I would advise you to look for developing area.
Okay.
Developing area, maybe you have a building here, people are living there, the next building is under construction, you have a little bush, and then next area you see some development and all that. You know why? It gives a lot of advantage. One of the advantages is that it gives you capital appreciation. When you buy property in the developing area, it helps your capital to grow fast, because people are buying, people are building. So the money that you have, if you put it there, it will grow, because development help property to grow in value. So that's one of the advantages. Another advantage is, it's give you opportunity to have a lower purchase price. When an area is developing, of course, the price will be low. You have capital appreciation, like I said. When you buy, your capital grow fast. Some area, they have the real estate, they have a kind of peak maximum that they cannot grow. The rate of growth will be slow. When they get to that peak, maybe what is going to be adding is just the proportion will be very small. But when it's in a developing area, of course, the place will be getting more beautiful, getting more lively, and as more beautiful the place is getting becoming, and the price will be growing. So capital appreciation. At the same time, it gives you opportunity to buy property at a lower price, because the price, of course, will be low. The place is developing, so the price also will be low. When you buy, then it helps you to buy at low price.
And you can also buy much more than you buy.
Exactly. What you used to buy one plot, you can use it to buy 10 plots in a developing area. That's and it also gives you opportunity to grow. You grow as the place is growing.
Okay, what is land banking? I hear you real estate people talk about land banking. Just tell us, for those of us who are newbies.
Okay, thank you. Land banking is quite from the word, it's a compound word, land and banking. What is banking? You keep something for future use.
Yes.
So land banking is buying land, not for immediate use. You buy it for future use. And land banking is involved buying land in like outskirts, a place that no one there is not developed, bush, you just go and invest some money there and wait for, development to catch up with the place.
Okay. You said something to me earlier. You said, while we were discussing, you said it's, if you wouldn't advise anybody to buy maybe one plot of land for land banking or something, that you would advise them, if it's really what you want to do, to buy in large quantity, maybe 10 or 15 plots or 20 plots or 100 plots. Why will you say that?
Okay, it's a very good question. I remember we discussed this earlier on. Yes, if you want to do land banking, you are out there watching us today, I would discourage you from doing land banking with one plot. At the end of the day, the money that you invest in land banking on one plot can get lost. You know the reason? Like I said earlier on, land banking, you do land banking in a place that is not easily accessible. So maybe when you go to buy the land, you don't go alone, you go in the company's car and all that, and with many other persons, and you just bought one plot, and everybody bought and all that, and you left. The land is there, it will be there. And you may, except it's a reputable company, you may not be able to have access to the land again. And even you, maybe the amount you invested there, maybe around 500, 700 or thereabout, you just look at that money, that the stress,
small money.
The stress that, and you just look at the stress of you going back there alone, and then even don't know what is going on there. You can just leave the money there, especially when you have something else that is better taking your time. So, and at the end of the day, I'm talking to you from experience. There are many land that we bought in different places that we just left the land there. So not that we are not going to go back there, but we are not getting immediate value as it is, So instead of doing that, why don't you look for companies that you can invest your money? That's your 500,000, that's your 700,000 that you can give to a company. Let them use it to be, trading for you while you get returns on your capital and something reasonable. We do that in Jaylobes Property and Homes.
All right.
But land banking is good when you are buying large piece of land, like you are buying 10 plots, 20 plots, 50 plots. Of course, you know that the cost of following up with the land is worthwhile compared to just single one plot.
All right. Now, first of all, if you would like to do business with Jaylobes Properties, I'll leave their information down below in the description, so you can call or you can send a message on WhatsApp or you can send an email, and you can get directly to Mr. Wale if you want him to help you, or if you want his company to help you acquire any property or something. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's talk about land documents, because it's one of the biggest issues that I see a lot of people face in this country, because it seems like there are many different types of land documents and people are really confused which one is the most important one at which point. For instance, now I know we have things like the CFO. People talk about something like is it the Gazette, or is it called a governor's consent, and all these kind of documents. And there is no time that there's no land that I've seen that has all these documents at once. So I wanted to just first of all break down these different land documents for us and what they are, and then I will come to the next question that I want to ask you.
Okay, thank you for that question. A land document is very important when you are buying land.
Of course.
If you don't have document, you don't have land.
Yes.
Let me also flip it over. You may have documents and not have land. That may be surprising. Yes, you can. I will still go to that. I'll go to that. That you may have document and you may not have land.
Okay.
But let me zero in on the question that you asked about. Fundamentally, you talk about a survey plan.
Okay.
Survey plan is a legal document that give boundaries to a specific land that you are interested in. Land, a particular land will have another owner beside it. So your own land needs to be specified through the survey plan. A survey plan, the surveyor go to the field, they take coordinate of the land, that anybody can trace it with that coordinate. That this is where even if you don't know where the land is, with coordinate, you can get to where the land is. So you need survey plan. Survey plan, we have your name on it. We have the name of we call it the name of the location or the name of the bush where the land is located. And you have the coordinate, you have the pillar number, you have the plan number. So with that, then you have what we call here in River State, deed of conveyance. That deed of conveyance will contain information about the origin of the land, the person that is selling to you, the company or individual that is selling to you, how did he or she get the land? The original owner, of course, the earth belongs to the Lord, the word and his fullness thereof, of course. But over time, some people have privilege of being the primary landlord, the first owner of the land. So, and land get down through families. So you are buying, maybe you buy directly from the family or you're buying from a company. How did the person that is selling to you, how did he get the land? That's called land history. That will be contained in the deed of conveyance. The lawyer, you need a lawyer to do that. We have all this in Jaylobes Properties. We have surveyor, we have lawyer that do all this. So the lawyer will get information about the survey plan. We get information about the history of the land. We get the name of the person that is conveying the land to you. And then you as a purchaser, or the name of the vendors. It can be a vendor or vendors. It could be sold to you by more than one person. And you that you are buying, it could be more than one person that is buying. Your name have to be reflected on the document. Then that is, you get deed of conveyance. Now, if you want to move further, you need to get a stamp duty.
Stamp duty.
Yes, stamp duty. There is at instance of federal government, Federal Inland Revenue Service, and all that. They handle that. You get your documents, the deed of conveyance, stamped. Yes, you pay a particular amount, I think 3% of the value of the property, you pay to the government. All this is keeping record, that your property, it has legal standing.
Okay.
Yes, it has legal standing, Even this survey plan, you must ensure that your survey plan is registered in the office of the Surveyor General, because there's some survey plan they will just go to field and then it won't be registered. All that we know how to handle that when we are, dealing. So you have deed of conveyance and you have a stamp duty, you pay, and then that gives you access to go for COO, certificate of occupancy. Okay. It's good, but like you said, not everybody gets certificate of occupancy because the process is long. And if you don't have certificate of occupancy, it doesn't mean that you can still not get a property.
Okay.
So if you're out there, you're watching us today, not having COO does not prevent you from having a piece of land. It's a process, and it's necessary. COO is necessary if you have any legal thing you want to do with that document. Especially maybe you want to loan money from bank and all that. They will ask if the land, the land does not have certificate of occupancy. It doesn't make it to be, what do you call it, loan credit worthy. And I also like to say this. Excuse me. The fact that a piece of land has certificate of occupancy does not make the land to be genuine.
Well,
You have to, that a lot of things happen. The person that is presenting the certificate of occupancy to you, it's possible that it's no longer the authorized owner of that land. The certificate of occupancy can be revoked. You have it. Maybe it was issued in error. Government can revoke it from you. Or you have used the document, to do another trading with another person. So that is where due diligence comes in. You need to go and verify the certificate of occupancy. The person that gave it to you, is his name still attached to that particular document?
okay.
I hope you got what I just said now. And we talk about I mentioned deed of conveyance here. In Port Harcourt, that's the term, and it's acceptable also, is acceptable terms in law for.
I think it's
but in Lagos, it's called deed of assignment.
Okay, deed of assignment.
Exactly.
Okay, deed of conveyance and deed of assignment are the same document.
They are the same document.
They call different names. In
Exactly.
different
They still carry the same information and all that.
Okay.
And the government consent, that okay, this particular area, all the land in Nigeria belongs to the government. All the land belongs to the government. So you are, even if you have a certificate of occupancy, it doesn't mean that you have absolute ownership. You are on that land for a period of 99 years. So in Lagos, when you're talking about government consent, is from at a family level. Okay, this government is aware that this family, this land has been given to the family, and government has given its consent for the family, to go ahead and then do as they consider good to them about the land. So those are the few documents that I mentioned now.
It's good you mentioned CFO, that even if you have CFO, it doesn't mean that you own the land. Or you can have somebody that has CFO and is no longer the original owner of the land.
Yes.
Because I remember, when you say just now, I remember one of my bosses in Lagos, he said he bought a land and paid 75 million naira for the land.
Okay.
Or some properties, and paid 75 million naira for the properties. And these people had CFO, they had a couple of other documents. It's just, but the problem here was that what he didn't know was they had sold the property to another individual or to a group of people, and this group of people had they gave them part of the documents.
Okay.
While they still kept the CFO, and they now sold the same property to him, claiming that the CFO is there, another document. So now I understand why when you said somebody can have CFO and is not the owner of the land.
Of course.
That now makes a lot of sense.
Let me chip in this. One thing that is very fundamental when you are dealing in land, land purchase and land sales, is the person that you are dealing with.
Okay.
Is the person you are dealing with. What kind of is the person is of integrity? Does he have integrity? And you can find out all that. People don't keep quiet again. Social media is there. You can go and check. They call it background check. What are people saying about about the person or the company or the brain behind the company you are dealing with. Let me bring you this example. I think about 2 weeks ago, someone came to our office after having seen our advert, and they wanted to have it dealing with us in land. And they sat where you are sitting, and we were talking, and he was trying to get to know us. I said, and we mentioned that people have said a lot of good things about us because of the experience they have, and he just took us up on that. He said, I should not go there. That excuse me, if our company wants 1,000 positive comments on our page today, that he will produce it for us. I said, what? And I also took him up. I said, all those documents and all those comments that you made on that you saw on our page, we never knew the people. It's the way you came in, walking, called us. That's how they called us. And at the end of the day, they were happy with what they did. And fortunately for me, the document, the name of those people, we see, because you normally keep a copy of the document of our client. We have it in the office that day. I was showing him the name and the document. That see it is not audio.
Okay, so you felt like people were buying those comments, or you
of course
were paying people to go and write those comments.
Of course. But we don't do that, So that's, and somebody you don't know just come and buy property from you, and he was ready without you telling him, just go and make comments about his experience or experience with your service. So that's go a long way. That will authenticate whatever document even that you are getting. It's not about documentation is very important, yes. But who is the person that is giving you the document?
Good question. Okay, now in all these documents you mentioned the CFO, you mentioned deed of conveyance or deed of assignment, survey plan, which other one did you mention again?
Government consent.
I think in Lagos they call it the governor's consent.
Governor consent, yeah.
Yes. Some states they call it the governor's consent. Now, in all of these 4 documents, which of them has the most power? Like, for instance, I want to buy a property, and you say this property only have the governor's consent, for instance. So should I go ahead? Like, which of them is the most powerful amongst the 4 of them?
Okay, among the 4 documents that I just mentioned now, certificate of occupancy is the most powerful.
Okay.
But like I said earlier on, if a property doesn't have certificate of occupancy, it doesn't still stop you from buying, from going to it. You just need to do your due diligence. I said something. It's not all about documents alone. It's about the person you are dealing with.
Okay, credibility.
Yes, credibility, the integrity of the person, and it's not what we hear about from the person's mouth. Nobody will sell himself, say negative things about himself or herself. Yeah. You have to find out by yourself, and then if you can pick things. You know someone that is telling lies, and you know somebody that is real. You are the first contact.
Okay, so the CFO
is the barber of all the.
Okay, so in other words, if I want to buy a property now, if it has any of these 4 documents, I'm free to go ahead and buy.
Yes, if you have verified them, or you have verified the person that is giving it to you,
that he or she truly owns the property.
Exactly.
Any of these documents.
You are afraid to go.
Here's my concern. Just as I told you earlier that my boss that bought a property, and then they gave part of the documents to a particular people that came and bought it, kept part of it and still used it to sell with another person for the same property. So is there a way to, like that, if I come to buy land now and I get the property from you, and then you give me maybe the deed of conveyance, for instance, and say this is the document that is available for the land, or that this is what I have for the land. Is there a way for me to solidify it and 2 of us have an agreement and say, okay, this is, so that tomorrow you don't come up with another document and go and sell the same property to someone else?
Yeah, it's a very good question. That's why you have to involve a lawyer. When you are doing any land dealing, lawyer will guide you, on how to protect your interest, and the person you are dealing with, when he or she also is aware that you are involving the government, legal, you are, putting everything in legal perspective, it will also, put himself or herself in check, even if it has a dubious motive, in mind. That's very, very important. Another thing is that I will advise anybody, if you are skeptical about any property you want to buy, especially a piece of land, after you have made, maybe that in Port Harcourt, Rivers, there's what they call bush entry. Yes. Bush entry give you access to go and survey the land, to enter the land, survey it. In the process of surveying, your surveyor will be clearing the land if it has bush, and you are doing that. You pay bush entry. Don't shy away from that bush entry. Some people say, why should I pay bush entry again and all that? If you buy from a company that doesn't ask you for such, fine. But if you are buying from individual, or you are buying, or company is leading you to buy from individual, and they ask you for bush entry, don't totally ignore it. It's not something, if you can pay some amount of money, maybe hundreds of thousands or millions of naira to buy property, less than 50,000, 50,000 or thereabout for bush entry, shouldn't be a problem. It's very powerful. That bush entry give you access to enter the land, to take your surveyor there, let them clear the land, let them clear the boundary you are taking. Why you are doing that? Exactly. Why you are doing that? If someone has interest or the land is not genuine, there will be an alarm. Even the owner of the person that has interest about the land may not be in that vicinity. But they will have eyes. Yes, of course. They will tell him your land that is and yes, that will raise a red flag. Then you you have to settle this if you know that, and all that. So it's very important when you pay that bush entry, give an access. If you still in doubt, we normally tell our clients, for some property, we tell them, see, you are scared, okay, pay bush entry. Go and dig the land round for fencing. Go and start your fencing.
Yes, this is another point. The last time I was with you, this is the second time I did this recording. The first was something went wrong. The last time I was with you, I told you about one of my staff that works with me that went to buy land, and then he bought the land. They just showed him everything, community people, family. He says the family land that has been shared. Okay. That so this particular person said this is no portion of the land. So he looked at it, he liked the land, and he paid money for it. I think he paid about 5 million, or 3.something million was what he paid for the land. When the problem, nobody knew. They even called some boys in the family and some people in the family to come and stand as witness, and they witnessed the whole transaction. And now, where the problem now arose was when he now came to fence the land. Okay. During the fencing now, somebody got up and said, what are you doing in my land? And that was when the problem now started. The families now had to gather and say, we shared the land, this one says my land, this one says not your land. So I believe if he had done just as you say, first of all, go and start fencing the land and everything, this same person would have come out.
Before he make of course. You may not have to do that all the time. Yes. That is opting to go and fence the land, because fencing also will require some money. You need to, even here in Rivers State, you need to pay for fencing permits and all that. It is when you are very skeptical about the land, and skeptical about the land is skeptical about the person you are dealing with. Okay. It's about person. Fake land, there's no land that is fake. It's the person that is selling it that is fake. You understand? So now that's what you said that experience is a very unfortunate one after you have made payment, and that is why we always encourage our clients. We can close business on the field. Some people will say, go to the office, know their office. It's not about knowing the office alone. Fine, you can know the office, but the land you are buying is not in that office. Yes. So the land is somewhere. So you need to go to that land. And see, I have pictures, video of our client that we signed document on the bonnet of our car on the bush. We did the video, and that's another thing that I can also encourage you and counsel you. If you are listening to us today, try to make video of your transaction on the land. Video the land. Video, everybody is a journalist now. Yes. Video the land, video the person that is selling the land to you, video yourself. Video the document. If the person is reluctant, why are you videoing me? That's a red flag. Even before you sign the document. In our own case, we is a lady. She came from Abia State. She just came alone. It's of reason that we got to know her husband. Her husband was very excited to meet us. He has heard a lot of things about us. We video. And you yourself, you can do that for yourself. Even before, when you go for inspection, video the person that's taking you to the land, video the environment, mention the name of the land, the location in your video. And be watching the person that want to sell the land to you. If it's comfortable with that, if it's not comfortable, you don't need to read red flag at that point. You just know it to yourself that there's something something is not clear here. Something is wrong. So you just know that you let it go and ask questions. Ask questions. Don't be scared to ask questions. Okay, so whatever that is not clear to you about where you want to put your money, ask questions.
Okay, so I think the key takeaway in all of this is that look for a credible real estate company like Jaylobes and then buy the property. Let them do all this running around and verification for you. It might cost you a little extra, but it will not be compared to when the trouble starts and when you start running around, going to court, getting lawyers, your time and everything. So I think it's just best you allow the real estate people that have been doing it over the years to go through all that headache, and you just pay them a token. Just as you said, if you're buying a land of 20 million, I don't think 1 million naira should be a problem for logistics for you.
Yes, because you save yourself a lot of headaches. Yeah. And then we also had this. We are a real estate company, Jaylobes Properties and Homes, and I will tell you that you can still buy land from the locals. What I mean locals, the indigenous. Through, like what Mr. Kingsley just said now, through a reputable company. Yes. The question that because some people say, don't buy land that is a native land. Don't let anybody deceive you. A lot of people have bought native land. We have sold a lot of native land to individual. We just stand in the middle. You pay us our commission. But the question that you need to ask, before you even came, we have spent money to go do due diligence. We know the question to ask. We know where to go to get the fact that you may not know. And by the time you come, you can also our testimonies are there. That tells about what we do. By the time you come, we have already cleared the ground for you. So the question you are asking, we have already answered for you.
Okay. So while we've talked about the land documents and how to avoid fraud or how to avoid being scammed in your real estate transactions, that's doing all what you've just told us. Now let's talk about investment. Okay. in land or in houses. So somebody you told me something earlier, I wrote it down, so that's why I'm asking you on camera. You said it would be better than if somebody has money now and the person wants to build a house. It might just be better. Maybe the money the person has, the project will cost 15 million and the person has 20 million or has about 15 million naira, for instance. That it would be better the person uses that money and buy lands in a developing area and hold for a while, maybe a year, 2-3 years. That land will definitely appreciate to the point where the person can sell, cash out, and still have money to build the house and have change to do other things. So I want you to expatiate on that more.
Okay. Thank you. I didn't know you noted that point. Yes, of course, experience has taught us that a lot of people have money to build a house, but they don't have all the money to build the house. Okay. And even the book of life also taught us that is there anyone that wants to build a house that will not sit down because if he will be able to finish it? Okay, let's assume along the line you are counting the cost and you notice that the money that you have in your hand will not be able to finish the house. So does that mean that you should now forget about and now squander the money? No, sir. No, ma'am. The advice we are giving at this point is that look for where they are selling land that is a developing area. Go and put that money there. Buy land. Buy that money that you have in your hand can get you some piece of land. Buy it. Get yourself a good accommodation where you are living, where your family can be comfortable. Don't listen to people. Don't put yourself under prayer that this person has built, have not built. Who are you in competition with? What the house you are struggling to build today, you can buy it under a week. When you have, in fact, the money that you have invested in this land, when the place get appreciated, you can just sell one or two and you buy a house, or you can just sell one or two. If you have bought, let's say 6 plots of land, you can sell 1 or 2 plots and use it to build 1 or 2 plots out of those remaining 4. The area that you bought, that you felt that it was a developing area, the place is not that today. But just give it 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. The place is turned to something that you could never imagine. You know, you see everywhere gated, you do everywhere street light and all that. So what stops you from living in such an area? And if you don't want to live in that area, then the area that you have in mind, you can just sell 1 or 2 property and use it to come and buy, whether to buy a house that is already been built or to buy land that you can now build by yourself and they finish it. So that is what we are trying to, you know, put across on that point.
Okay. Also, even if you are not ready to build a house and you have some good money, it is important that you buy land, so you can just invest in buy land in developing areas.
Exactly.
And hold for maybe a couple of years. It will appreciate, and then you'll be able to sell and generate more money for yourself.
Exactly.
And all of that.
And we in Jaylobes Properties and Homes, we have eagle eye for land. I used to tell people, and people used to laugh when I said when I get to a place, or any of our staff, a member of staff get to a place, we can smell life. Even if life is not there, we can smell life, that life is coming to this place. And once we smell life, you want to be where there is life. You are not even seeing life physically, but you can smell it. Go and invest after you have crossed all your T and dot all your I. And let me tell you, you see a good offer, don't say I don't have the money. The question is, I'm going to ask you is that, can you raise the money? At that particular point in time, you may not have the money in your pocket. But you can never tell that you have the ability to raise the money, not until you see an opportunity. So open your mind, raise the money. Some people will borrow money to do Owambe and all that. Don't borrow money to put yourself in trouble. Borrow money to buy land. The cost of borrowing, the land will give you a return on investment that will swallow the cost of borrowing, and it will put you in a better financial position.
Now, a lot of people that watch our content, or a lot of people that consume our content, are usually in the diaspora. Most of them want to come back home, and they are looking to come back home and buy properties, or they are looking to buy properties from there, even without them being here. You know, for instance, you say you have some good lands in some developing areas, and somebody watches this now and sees it. What is the process like? How will you handle such a person? You know, to reach out to you, and for them to be sure that if they are giving you $20,000 or $50,000, for instance, they are not being scammed, because scam is everywhere these days, and people are very careful. So that's why when I see certain people don't believe when I make videos on this channel and tell them that this person built this house, I don't blame them, because we've had people that have reached out to us recently, and we already had links on projects for them. So I would really like you to expatiate on that part of how they can reach buy properties in Nigeria, even though they are abroad, and their land will still be there for them.
Yes, like I said earlier, the thing behind the company you are getting with is the cheap. You know, yes, if you are outside Nigeria and you have a plan to build houses in Nigeria, you want to buy a house or you want to buy land, you can reach out to us in Jaylobes Properties and Homes. Our handles, social media handles, will be displayed on the screen, and our phone number. And if you reach out to us on our phone number or through our mail or through any of our handles, then we have a form to give you. We have some questions to ask you. We need to know what you have in mind.
Okay.
But you need to tell us what you have in mind so that we can serve you well.
Okay.
What do you have in mind? What is the purpose? Is it land banking?
Okay.
Where what picture? You have to open up to us and they paint the picture of what you have in mind.
Okay.
Then we give you what we have, and we also give you professional advice on how to go about it. But one thing I can assure you, in Jaylobes Properties and Homes, we have integrity. We are trustworthy. You know, we have empathy. We are all out to serve people. We have different experiences. We have people that have bought property before they got their hand bonds. I still remember a particular husband and wife. You know, the husband is a banker and the wife is a businesswoman, and they bought property somewhere and they took the property from them, and they still wanted to buy land and build. And we engaged them and were talking. I saw this uncertainty in them, and I have to probe before that. I said, what's the matter? Why are they so unsettled? And they opened up that, they bought property before, and they give us the story behind the way they were feeling. And I told them, okay, I don't blame you, but Jaylobes Property, we know that a lot of people are out there that want to buy and have this kind of feeling. And I remember using the word to them. I said, you have come to Rehoboth, a place of rest. Okay. And we started. They bought the land. We got the land for them at a very good price, very good place, and we started the processing. They bought. They have their document. We started the fencing. We got the fencing permit for them. Now they are building. The house is almost completed now. So if you are ready, just reach out to us, and then we'll talk, and then we make you happy.
All right, Mr. Wale, thank you so much. I know your wealth of experience runs very far or very deep, and let me know. Let's not exhaust all of it in one day.
Yeah, that we always got that time.
We'll still have to sit down again and talk about these issues.
With all pleasure.
Because these are issues that people are really concerned about. People want to invest money in land. People want to invest money in properties, but how to do that is a problem, or who to trust is another issue. So thank you so much, sir, for your time.
Our pleasure.
We really appreciate it.
Pleasure.
I hope we come back and sit down again some other time.
Of course, we're looking forward to having you around again. Right. And thank you so much too for your time.
It's okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.